Percussion instruments have been around for thousands of years, and there's always been masterful drummers to play them. Today, it brings me great pleasure to bring to you master percussionist, Mr. Cecil Washington. How you doing, Mr. Washington?
How you doing?
Hey, it's good to see you. Hey, Cecil, I'd like to start off our discussion this day is ask you, what was it about the percussion instruments that got your interest in the first place?
Well, in the first place, when I was younger, about 15, I was in Reading, PA, and I was seeing a brother out there playing his drums. And he was playing real good, and I said, man, I love that sound. So I grabbed a coin, and I started hitting on the chair trying to copy, imitate the brother. And I said, hey, I can do that. And from then on, I started learning how to play the Conga drums.
Oh, right.
It was real nice.
That's great. Well, who inspired you, like, when you was first starting out?
Man, Mongo Sandaria, Tito Parente, Armando Presda, who plays with Santana, who I met. And I really enjoyed that. And also Don Elias with David Sanborn. And they inspired me because they showed me that I can play different patterns with different drums. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you have your high, your low, and your mid-tones. And from there, I said, man, that sounds good. I got to practice that.
Oh, great. Well, you know, I know that you've performed with some of the biggest names in the business. Would you like to share with us who some of those were?
Yes, through Nathan Davis, who is the professor at Pitt University. I got to play with him, and he had Clark Terry, and he had James Moody, and also Stanley Turrentine. I mean, you name it. I mean, those are good jazz artists. Don Elias, I played with Don Elias. And then also there was another brother, was Curtis Fuller. And then also I was in a movie, it's called Stuck With Each Other with Time Daly and Richard Quinn and Bubba Smith. It was aired on NBC. Mm-hmm. And I had a chance to do that, so I'm getting all experience jazz and also Latin. And also I played with a few Latin groups. And it was really enjoyable.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, I ran across a book here. It's called Images of America, Pittsburgh Jazz, and it's by John M. Brewer, Jr. And I noticed here on page 87, Cecil Washington from Homewood, Brushton, has played with every style of band, regardless of their music. Washington is always on the road playing with artists, big artists, and all who demand to have the best. Oh, that's great, man. You know.
Oh man, I didn't even know that was out until my brother told me about it, and he said, "Hey man, I seen you in the in the book there." I said, "What book?" And then he told me Pittsburgh Jazz, that, you know, and I said, "Wait a minute, I gotta buy that. Where's that at?" He said, "Well, I got it here." So ever since then, I grabbed it and I looked. I said, "That is me," you know. And it was at the Homewood Library,
Right,
and also I had performed at the Homewood Library, but that was years ago. I didn't even know someone, you know, videotaped me and took a photo shot of that. So I felt honored.
That's good. That's a testimony that people appreciate your musicianship. And speaking about your musicianship, you have a beautiful array of different percussion instruments here.
Sure.
Would you like to tell us about your percussion instruments?
Okay, right here I have the Conga. These are the Conga drum. They're all Conga drums, but they're named. This is small one's a Quinto, which is 11-inch. The Congo, 11 3/4. And the tuba, the daddy drum, is 12-inch. Also, I have timbales. You have your high and your low. I have the cymbals. This one is 20-inch. This is a 16-inch. And this is my 8-inch splash. I like to use that for effects. All that for effects. Also, I have my toys over here. I have a djembe. I got the Turumbeki. Got a shaker. Soft taste. Got a go-go bell. Got clave for the Latin. 2, 3, and 3, 2 clave. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's the most common that everybody use. I have this rhythm here. And a tambourine. And sometimes I use the cowbell, interact. Now also, I like displaying about the Conga drum and how to hit and how to play and get your open and closed tones. You got to hit the Conga drum from this part of the hand to get the tone. Here's the Conga. Now when you tilt it, you hear a different sound. Hear it? Here's the Conga. And you tilt it. The tuba was the daddy drum. It's the bass drum. So the most important things that I like to show the beginners is always you have to sit properly, and your hands got to be out, but not like you're banging like this. You're always from your wrists. So you get your tone. Now also I like to show the beginners to know how to smack the drum. You smack it. So you have open and smack. Okay, also, I like to also show you the heel. The bass sound. And there's a walk, a basic walk that everybody use when they start learning how to play the drum in the beginning. You go. Now you put your hand on the 45-degree on the Conga drum. Now there's a walk that you have to practice too. It's go. You hear that? It's a heel finger, heel finger. So you go. Heel finger slap, heel finger open, heel finger slap, heel finger open. So you see that walk? That's very important. And also, I like to remind the beginners, you always have to have oil on your hands because it makes it moist and you won't get your hands cracked. Because one time when I washed the car, and after I finished the car waxing, I went to my drummer and started practicing. And after I finished practicing, my hands were cracked. I said, what's going on here, man? I'm hurting. And then I realized that the beginners don't know that the drum takes the oil from your hands. So you got to keep moist. Now also you got to do an exercise that I like to do. You get your wrist, hold it like this, and you shake it. Shake about 2 or 3 minutes. And this is before the gig. You want it to be real loose, okay? Then also you take your hand, do it this way, and try to stretch out. And it hurts right in here. Also, it's my secret. I haven't seen no drummers did this. I'm gonna give you guys a special treat here. You take your wrist, hold it down, and press backwards. And that releases the tension in your arms. And before you do any performance playing, you need that. And important, you gotta have either wood or towel or whatever to play with because you keep that sound, that tone coming out. Now I have a wood here to show you that I use, and you can cut it to the size of the bottom of your drum. So you get that tone quality out of your drum to hear that sound. And also to remember to hold the conga drum, you hold it with your feet, your heel, right in the groove, and also you move the drum and you hold it with your thighs because you get that tone. So remember, always keep the open, the bass, and smack. And the smack you just right here, and I like to cup it right here. So you get that ready sound. But just do it slowly, because you have to be patient, know how to breathe, don't hold in your breath because you get too tight and stressed out. And be very serious when you practice. Okay? And you must learn these patterns in order to do the rhythms of what I have showed you. Now, I like to go to show the person that you can play jazz, Latin, R&B, reggae, and all you can do funk. And I like to also demonstrate that with some people that I like to do. I share that with you.
Cecil's granddaughter, Precious Scott, also known as Ms. Storm, and his grandson, AJ, will do an original song entitled Music Is My Life, composed by Miss Precious.
Miss Storm's back.
Sure.
This is another Street Code Entertainment exclusive. My name is Miss Storm and I'm a rude girl. Music is my life and rapping is my role. I'm signing Street Code thanks to my bro Sid. I've come a long way and I have confidence. My lyrics are amazing and I'm so hot. Just turned 19 and I don't plan to stop. I spit about my life and I speak on what I feel. I have a lot of enemies cause I keep it too real. I've earned respect in many different cities. Haters look down but I pray on their pity. You gotta get it to say you got it right. So I guess I can say that I got it right. People approach you saying they love my songs. I say that's what's up. I can't prove them wrong. This is what I do. To my music I'll stay true. Music equals life. I even got it tattooed. Music is my life. Rap is what I do. Music is my life. So I always stay true. Fans showed love. Haters do too. Music is my life. So I always stay true. Music is my life. Rap is what I do. Music is my life, so I always stay true. Fans show love, haters do too. Music is my life, so I always stay true.
Okay, these are the bongos. I'd like the beginners to understand you can get fiberglass bongos or wooden bongos. This is the macho, it's the high, and the hembra is the low. Now playing the bongos, you play with the tip of this finger. I'll show you right there. And you get that peck. Hear that? And to smack it, almost like the conga drums, hit that smack. And the basic rhythm for the bongos, let me show you, demonstrate. See how I'm hitting it? And I have this thumb down pressing to get that pecky sound. Okay? And you do just like that heel toe. One and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and. And then after that, once you develop that rhythm, then you can go faster. Then the roll with your fingers, the smack, and then you roll.
You know, Cecil, I know that you're an expert in many different styles and rhythms. Let's talk about Ghana rhythms.
Okay, yeah, Ghana, man. Hey, the Ghana rhythm, I'm going to tell you. I met a guy at Pitt University. He had a group. He said, Cecil, would you mind joining my group? I said, sure, because he likes the way I was playing. I got that energy. He showed me this rhythm, man. Man, it will blow you away. The bell pattern, which I like to share with you, the pattern goes this, and it throws you off. We always think of 4/4, but this one's like, that's the one pattern for the bell player. The second drummer would go, well, he has two drums. He goes, to me, that's the timekeeper. That keeps me in time. The second drummer, his pattern is. And you hear that going on. And the third guy that throws you off too, he's comping off of all that. And he go, so you have that all together, which I'm going to try to do on the one part, the one guy.
All right.
I love it. I love it, man. Learned lots of stuff, man.
Yeah,
and that
I love
Ghana
it.
rhythm, man, it makes you feel like you're from home, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. So that's why we're going to do that tune called Brother from Afar.
Brother from Afar. Well, I tell you, I'm sure I speak for percussionists everywhere, man. We like to thank you for taking time from your hectic schedule to stop by, man, and sharing some of your expertise with us and teaching us what we need to do right from the start.
Okay.